tuning into this edition of Positively Montana. I'm Hallie Schwinnard. Each week we travel the state looking for people and stories that inspire. Let's begin with a disease impacting nearly 55 million people globally. Dementia is a disease that can often fill patients and their loved ones with sadness and loneliness. But now one support group in Billings is trying to spread love to all those living with memory loss.
Here at the Billings Public Library, space is being created for those impacted by Alzheimer's and dementia to get together.
It can feel very alone. It's a long goodbye, pretty much. You're losing your person, but your person is still here.
There's just unfortunately no better way to put that. For people like Diana Carroll, whose husband is just a year into his dementia diagnosis, gatherings like these, monthly, by Big Sky Senior Services, are opportunities for caretakers to brace for what's ahead.
It's a long journey. Right now, I'm cherishing all the things that we still have, and being around people here that have already had greater losses, it shows me, prepares me for what's to come.
Let's not lose sight of the facts at the ground floor. This is also important to those diagnosed.
They are people, and they still need social activities.
Things like rubber duck races can be a breather, a return to a time before doctors or diagnoses.
It does get lonely and isolating, I think, for both caretaker and our person, and it's just a nice little reprieve from just our daily life.
At the end of the day, those in close proximity will always understand best.
A lot of people think of it as just changes in memory, but there are a lot of changes, physical changes, emotional changes.
It's a different world, and it's our connection to this other world. Whereas at home, with our friends, with our church family, they feel bad of where we're at with our situation. We come here and we all speak the same language here.
Marcus Kokova, MTN News.
A new film is out. It's called Feel It All. It chronicles a skier's journey through the depths of depression. We caught up with the filmmaker who reflects on the importance of mental health awareness.
September is National Suicide Prevention Month, providing the opportunity to reflect on the stigma around mental health. And Feel It All is a film bringing this conversation to the Emerson here in Bozeman.
I came up with that goal in 2019 when I was in the scariest suicidal episode I'd ever been in.
Drew Peterson is a professional skier, filmmaker, and speaker from Silverthorne, Colorado, who just 3 years ago reinvented his platform to affect cultural change around mental health.
Growing up in a ski town, this is very representative of the Mountain West, much like Bozeman is, where we are quite literally living through a mental health and suicide crisis.
Data from a 2020 Department of Health and Human Services report reveals that Montana has one of the highest rates of suicide in the nation, leading many like Drew to expand the conversation on mental health.
By doing so, on an individual level, the hope is for people to feel seen and like they're not alone, whether that be in their struggles or whether that be in how they see their community struggling, which we are seeing. What I used to tell myself was that if I can make it through this, I can do anything.
Peterson's film, Feel It All, chronicles his journey through depression as he competes in the Leadville Trail 100 ultramarathon, highlighting the revelations he has along the way.
Really is something that I hold through my life, is to feel it all, because I spent so much of my life trying to escape and trying to numb away so much of the human experience. And now, the whole point of this is to feel that whole spectrum of the human experience, because there's value in everything within that.
Feel It All will premiere Wednesday night at the Emerson in Bozeman. Visit our website for the details. In Bozeman, Heaven Van, MTN News.
The Twin Hills Colony in Carter is giving back to the community, raising and donating hogs for the Choteau County Food Bank.
Choteau County received a donation of more than 1,700 pounds of ground pork, which will directly impact hundreds of families throughout the community.
One of the local Hooterite colonies donated several pigs to the Producer Partnership, a local nonprofit.
Twin Hills Colony donated a bunch of pigs and we made that into breakfast sausage and pork, just ground pork, and they're going to be giving it out through the different food banks around the area.
To be able to have this kind of a donation this large, we are totally grateful for this. It will definitely reach a lot of families.
The 1,733 pounds of ground pork donated on Thursday will provide more than 6,000 meals to those in need.
I think we're starting to see more and more food insecurity issues kind of across the whole country, but especially in Montana where, you know, it's almost a 3-to-1 cow to people ratio. We shouldn't really be seeing any of this. So this is just a good program that we've created to try to help bridge the gap between a producer and those in need.
Since starting in 2020, the Producer Partnership has donated almost 27,000 pounds of Montana-raised protein to charities and nonprofits across the state. And now they have a set partnership with the Twin Hills Colony to supply future donations to the Choteau County Food Bank.
This is one of our largest donations that we've seen. It definitely fills my heart.
It's been a really good response, especially from schools, and as we get more into that local, you know, getting out and about and meeting people.
Montana livestock producers can donate their animals to the Producer Partnership to be processed free of charge and then donated to local schools, food banks, or other nonprofit organizations, keeping the meat in Montana.
We try to let producers have, you know, if they want to have a say in where it goes and where they want to try to help out, we encourage that. You know, creating that sense of community is pretty important to us.
This is definitely going to help us for the year in being able to reach out to those families, and we do have the community coming also, and so yeah, it is wonderful.
The Producer Partnership as well as food banks will continue their fight to end hunger in Montana. In Choteau County, McKenna Dickey, MTN News.
Rappelling off a 30-foot building is not exactly considered fun for everyone, but it's a near everyday occurrence for cadets in the Army ROTC program. And community members were invited to join in the fun at MSUB. We caught up with one cadet who is not only soaring in the program, but soaring in life itself.
As an ROTC cadet for MSU Billings, Ryan Finley gets to do things like rappel off buildings all the time, but it's his accomplishments as a cadet and a track star that's taking him to greater heights.
Go.
21-year-old Ryan Finley is definitely not afraid of heights.
My goal is to become a pilot.
As an Army ROTC cadet with prior experience in the National Guard,
I'll be the third generation to join, with the first one to commission.
he's on the right track.
There you go.
In more ways than one.
I run track and field here at MSUB.
After transferring to MSU Billings from Dickinson State last year,
Ready? Go.
he's already hit the ground running.
I broke 2 school records last year, the indoor heptathlon and the outdoor decathlon.
Paired with the ROTC program, it's setting him up for a future high in the sky.
Don't move your feet and just milk it out some more. He was a quick study and he was able to integrate into our community and integrate into the program and stand out as a high performer.
Something Finley proved at leadership camp in Fort Knox, Kentucky this summer.
He was actually ranked as #1 in his platoon, which is a pretty big deal. So spent a few weeks down there and came out on top.
He says he couldn't accomplish any of it without his biggest supporters, Mom and Dad.
Any gym she can be in, any track meet she can be at, anything, she's there for everything she can be. My dad's been my super big push. If I need any advice about like little things here and there with the Army, he was in for 26 years.
With 2 years left till he commissions,
Hopefully I have a flight slot and I'm headed to Alabama right after that.
it's a step in the right direction in a place he loves.
I'm just really honored to be able to serve my community and my state. I think this is a really great way to do it.
In Billings, Alina Howder, MTN News.
Still to come on this edition of Positively Montana, with affordable housing hard to come by, hear how one town is creating a home for its educators. Stay with us.
More stories from the heart of the Treasure State are on the way when Positively Montana continues after this.
Welcome back to Positively Montana. Ask anyone about the biggest issue facing our communities, and chances are they'll say affordable housing. And for teachers, especially new ones, finding a place to live in the district where they work can be nearly impossible. The Ronan School District plucked an idea seen more often in eastern Montana, and it brought it home to create a home for its educators.
A new school year is underway for Ronan Public Schools. 120 teachers are on the job. 8 of them are new. 1 came all the way from Kentucky. And they all need to live somewhere, preferably in Ronan.
Every school district in the state probably is battling finding affordable housing for their teachers.
The starting teacher salary in Ronan is $43,000 a year, but rent runs between $1,000 to $1,500. Doing the math, things get tight.
We really realized that having affordable housing can make the difference in us retaining teachers. And we thought if we could combat that a little bit, that would help.
So using money from a federal COVID assistance program and with a thumbs up from the state of Montana, the school district bought 2 lots from the nearby Jake's Farm in the Dell to build 2 duplexes. That's 4 2-bedroom apartments.
We thought it'd be a win-win situation. It would give us the land we needed to build a couple places, win-win for Proactive and to help them get some capital to finish their jobs.
Construction should be done later this fall. Now, the school district has not yet determined the rent price or what utilities they'll cover, but it's a good first step to getting first-time teachers a place to settle in.
That's how we're looking at it, as not as permanent housing, but somewhere where we can get people in here, get them adjusted to the community and see how they fit.
And it could be a model for other districts to follow.
Yeah, I know there's people out there looking to see how this is going to work out and how it ends up in the end. So, you know, I think it was a great idea, and I think that it's really going to be awesome for our new teachers, especially.
In Ronan, Jill Valley, MTN News.
Butte-Silver Bow County is hoping to get public input on how to make Uptown Butte more accessible. A business owner recently completed a ramp outside of her medical facility. She and the county's ADA coordinator hope this is just the beginning.
Well, after a year-long process, this medical facility located here in Uptown Butte finally has an ADA-compliant ramp. And now the city says that even though there's no policy in place, they're working towards building a more accessible Butte.
We're building a ramp. I just hope that everybody understands that this was a super long process. Hopefully it makes way for change so that the next person, really doesn't end up in the position we were in.
Top Deck Medical Aesthetics and Wellness opened its doors about a year ago with the goal of serving anyone seeking medical care. Jamie Decker, a nurse practitioner and owner of the facility, says in order to reach that goal, she needed to construct an ADA-compliant ramp on the public right-of-way. In April, after months of discussions with the city, the Council of Commissioners voted to allow construction of the ramp.
Something that really great and really positive that came out of that experience was this need to reevaluate our policies and programs to really make sure that they're equitable, right? Because that's great that Ms. Decker has her one ramp, but one ramp is only the beginning.
James Olette is the ADA coordinator for Butte-Silver Bow. He says the next step in creating public policy for this issue is to get public input.
So we really need the public support, not just for feedback, but to also show that this is a community that really believes in accessibility.
We've really gotten some really good support, comments, things along the way. I just hope that it makes way for change.
A meeting seeking public input will be held on September 26th at the Butte-Silver Bow Archives. To learn more about the ADA compliance meeting and an online survey, head to our website. In Butte, Megan Thompson, MTN News.
As trail construction gets underway at Marshall Mountain in Missoula, they're focusing on accessibility so everyone can enjoy the park.
New trail construction is underway at Marshall Mountain with a huge emphasis on accessibility for all that wish to recreate here.
Under public ownership now with Missoula County, our first priority was to put in some trails that would be easier for everyone, regardless of your abilities, but particularly if you really need a mobility assist bike, these trails would be designed specifically to accommodate that.
The stakeholders involved in the new trail construction, like Friends of Marshall Mountain, held an event to hear from those with mobility disabilities to better understand how they can make the park accessible to all.
That's why we're here today, to speak with folks from the adaptive community to make sure that we have a very inviting and welcoming mountain for people of all groups and all abilities.
Really the goal of this project in early phase trail development is to make Marshall Mountain more accessible for users up here. And so it's really the first step in the first year of public ownership of having a place where more Missoula County residents can come and have an enjoyable recreation experience.
For those with mobility disabilities, the effort that Marshall Mountain is putting into creating more accessible trails means a lot.
I think it's a statement to Missoula in itself, right? I think it's just like I said, that like-minded person that comes to Missoula, hopefully we're attracting more of those people because they see that. If we want to get ourselves on the map as anything, if we want to get ourselves on the map as a mountain bike destination, if we want to get ourselves on a map as a destination for people with disabilities, you have to start with this inclusivity, this very first project, because then it just becomes inclusion where you don't think about it.
It's definitely a stigma of people with disabilities don't necessarily want to be here, they're not capable of being here. And so for them to have the foresight of, well, we're missing out on a whole section of society that actually does want to be here is huge.
There are still hurdles that those with mobility disabilities and disabilities as a whole face when it comes to increasing access.
And the big misconception with that is that we're trying to pave or smooth out all the trails so they work for people with disabilities that fit into that stigma that exists. We're trying to shine a light on the technology that exists today that allows people with disabilities to go further than they ever have been able to historically. So we're on public lands and we should all have access. And we recognize there will be some areas where everyone's not going to be able to go, and that's just the facts of it all. But we can make it as good as possible and create as many opportunities as possible, and that's totally doable.
In Missoula, I'm Zach Volheim, MTN News.
The Bureau of Land Management met with the Confederated Salish and Kootenai tribes celebrating the signing of a co-stewardship memorandum of understanding. The partnership ensures the integration of indigenous knowledge into land management practices.
Historic action is taking place between the BLM and CSKT as they've come together to co-steward some land in the Blackfoot Clearwater area.
It's a unique feeling as a Salish person, as a Native American, when you go into these landscapes. Those landscapes, they don't forget us. They understand our spirits. We understand their spirits.
The Bureau of Land Management and the Confederated Salish and Kootenai tribes have been working together for years.
We're opening ourselves up to new ideas and new ways of doing things.
On September 3rd, they formalized that partnership in a co-stewardship memorandum.
The BLM, for the last several years, we've been working to acquire what were former private timberlands back into federal public ownership. And that gives us an opportunity to sort of look across the landscape at how do we heal the land? How do we restore the landscape? But also, how do we now honor those treaty rights from CSKT?
In 1855, CSKT and the United States government signed the Hellgate Treaty, which created the Flathead Indian Reservation and a place for people to continue traditional practices.
Those are some of the lands that the BLM is now honored to be able to manage. And so we have the opportunity to revisit that Hellgate Treaty and recommit to our responsibility to honor the rights that the tribes have that were enshrined in that treaty.
Part of this new partnership includes utilizing indigenous knowledge to guide management of BLM land in the Blackfoot Clearwater for generations to come.
The Clearwater, it's a very unique area, as well as, there's so many resources, whether it's cultural, whether it's water, whether it's veg management. There's a lot of components into that landscape where it's just needed some help to be able to come back to a healthy ecosystem. And so co-stewarding with BLM and CSKT, we could have all of the professionals come together, make some decisions on really what's best for the landscape.
We have a lot planned, just both in terms of working together to exchange knowledge between our resource specialists and do restoration work out on the land together. We have a lot of ideas and plans to be able to engage with CSKT elders, with CSKT youth, to really kind of help facilitate that reconnection back to their Aboriginal territory.
In Pablo, Emily Brown, MTN News.
Still to come on this edition of Positively Montana, where wildfires leave a path of destruction, communities come together helping their neighbors in need. Stay with us.
Positively Montana continues after this.
Welcome back to Positively Montana. Wildfires destroyed nearly 500,000 acres of land in northern Wyoming and southern Montana over just the last several weeks. It's hit farmers and ranchers especially hard, killing livestock and destroying miles and miles of fencing. This has left many landowners uncertain about repairs. And while this ranch story is in Wyoming, it hits close to home and shows the support behind our farmers and ranchers at the local level.
This scorched land, located about 15 miles east of Buffalo, is just one of the many examples of ranches in Wyoming that were devastated by this summer's fires. As you can see, this fence next to me is scorched and nearly completely destroyed. But thankfully, there's been a recovery effort created by residents around the state.
The destruction is hard to truly comprehend.
We didn't know what the extent was. We didn't know what we had, what we'd lost.
But take a drive around Dave Bellis's ranch and the scars are impossible to ignore.
The fence is literally on the ground. It just burned everything off.
Scars from the house straw fire, which started from a lightning strike near here on August 21st, before torching more than 46,000 acres of his land.
When I topped the hill coming out of Sheridan, the plume of smoke was unbelievable.
Somehow structures were saved, but not without some close calls.
I'm just going to show you my daughter's house.
Here's the view from Bellis's daughter's front door, with charred remains just across this dirt road. And here's another home on the property completely surrounded by burnt land.
It's hard to see because we put a lot of time and effort into these ranches.
The land is a shadow of what it once was. Hardly any grass remains and hundreds of fence posts have been ruined.
We'd like to keep our animals on our land. We don't want to intrude on anybody.
Billis's dilemma common around the state.
Hundreds and hundreds of miles of fencing have been destroyed.
Gene Bard with the Farmers Co-op in Sheridan says it's the most devastating summer of wildfires the agriculture industry has seen in decades.
And they work very hard every day, and when you see it all kind of go up in smoke, it's devastating.
And that's why he and other organizations around the state are teaming up to raise money, hoping to donate fence to those in need.
The success of the rancher equals the success of the business in town. So it comes full circle.
You're not fighting a battle yourself. They have your back when you need it most.
All the support this rancher needs, who's ready to attack this rebuild head on.
Nobody ever said this was going to be an easy life, but it's the life we choose, and we like it.
Near Buffalo, Charlie Kleps, MTN News.
We hope you enjoyed this edition of Positively Montana. I'm Hallie Schwinnard, and I'll see you right back here next week.